What's up YouTube, it's Deanna from Windy City Vapereviews, and today I will be doing a juice review for you. I have 4 of the TMAXX No Frills juice line with me today, and I will go over each flavor and give you my opinion, so stay tuned. Alright, so today I am going to be doing a review of the TMAXX No Frills juice line. I have 4 flavors, and you can find them on vapingwatch.com. I will put a link in the description box below where you can go to find them. I have 4 different flavors here. They do have several more to choose from on their website. Not a huge selection, but they do have a few more than what I have here. And they have like very plain bottle art on them. All the labels are the same. I'm just going to show you the one. This is the Boosted Homemade Apple Pie. And as you can see, it's just a plain black and white label. They do have the milligrams of the milligrams of nicotine plus the PG-VG ratio. And then, you know, some warnings on the side, some more information. And their juices, they claim that they use premium ingredients, and where they have cut corners are on things like the labels. So you're not, even though it's a budget juice, it is still a premium juice according to their website. So I'm going to try each one of these for you today and give you my opinion on them. Now you can get the juices in 0, 3, 6, 12, and 18 milligrams of nicotine, and you can also get it in 70 PG 30 VG, 50 50 PG VG, or 30 70 PG VG with a high VG for like dripping, things like that. I do have the 70 30 and all 3 of them, and I am vaping on 3 milligrams of nicotine on all of them. So let me start with the Boosted Homemade Apple Pie. Now this one is a boosted. Most of their flavors, they do not offer flavor boosts on. This one is the only one that I did see that you could get the extra boosted flavor, and from what I read from reviews, a lot of people were suggesting that you get the boosted. So I went ahead and took their suggestion. So I'm going to be dripping this on my Plume Clone RDA, on my Smok, however you want to pronounce it. I believe it's Smok, but because of the spelling and being an ex-smoker, I want to call it Smok. So on the Smok Treebox Mini, it's a really pretty little mod. It is a 75 watt temp control device, although I typically use it only in the wattage mode. It works great. It fits in the hand great, so I do like to use this one a lot. So I have this at 65 watts on a 0.26 build, and they are the, what do I have in here? It's just a plain 24 gauge, I believe, 6 wraps. So here we go. As you can see, pretty good cloud production. Very, very smooth. There's really no throat hit on this, which again I prefer. If you do prefer a throat hit, possibly a higher nicotine level would maybe give you more of a throat hit, but as far as the vape itself, or higher PG might even give you a higher throat hit as well. But with the 70 VG 30 PG mix and 3 milligrams of nic, there is absolutely no harsh throat hit whatsoever, which I love, love, love. On the inhale, I do get the cinnamon from the apple pie. And I get like a mild baked apple flavor. It's not like a fresh, juicy apple flavor. It's more like as if it had been a baked apple pie. I don't get a whole lot of pie crust flavor, just mostly like a bakery cinnamon, nothing super overpowering, not super tart with the apple, so probably more of a like a Red Delicious type apple that has been baked. On the exhale, I just get a little bit of sweetness, not a whole lot of flavor on the exhale. But overall, a really, really good taste. Now, I have had these for about a month. I do suggest steeping for at least 2 to 4 weeks. And I will say I did try them right out of the box, and 3 of the 4 that I got, I did not care for at all right out of the box. And, you know, I kind of been vaping them over the past couple of weeks, and the longer they have sat, the better they have gotten. So I would recommend following their guidelines of the 2 to 4 week steep period to make sure that you're getting the best flavor out of the juices. Like I said, very, very great cloud production, really good flavor. It's kind of, even the boosted is a little bit, once you've let it steep. When I first got it, I got mostly like strong cinnamon, which I didn't care for. But as it sat and it steeped for a couple weeks, the flavor has actually gotten a little milder, which now I can understand why people say to get the boosted, because by the time it has steeped long enough to make the flavors come through really nicely blended, it does kind of mellow out a little bit. So if you were to get this one, I would also recommend getting the boosted flavor. I prefer stronger flavored juices, so with this boosted, it came out perfect for me. So now on to the next one. Okay, so this next one is custard filled cinnamon roll. And it is supposed to taste like cinnamon roll with a custard filling. So, drip some on. I've been trying to go through some of the more budget-friendly juices to see if there are one or more that, you know, I could recommend to viewers to purchase. Some of them that I've tried were just so bad that I'm not even going to do reviews on, or at least in my opinion. I know taste is very subjective, but I am trying to pick the ones that I feel are actually worth putting a video out for. Maybe at some point I will do a compilation of ones that I didn't necessarily care for, and the strange thing is some of the ones that I've tried are highly recommended by a lot of other reviewers for the price and the taste, but for me, most of them I tried I didn't care for. Maybe I'm just too picky. But anyway, here is the custard filled cinnamon roll. Again, good cloud production. This is also the 70 VG, 30 PG, 3 milligrams of nic. No throat hit whatsoever on this one either. It's a very smooth, creamy vape. And this one, I do get a little more cinnamon than I do on the baked apple pie one. It's not a super hot cinnamon. It is more of a bakery cinnamon also. But again, not overpowering, but a little bit more than what I was getting on the baked apple pie. I also on the inhale get a lot of that creamy custard taste, and it's not a super eggy custard. I do like custards, but I don't like them when they're overly eggy flavor, and just, I don't know, it kind of ruins it for me. I want something that's kind of like a nice creamy, I don't know, custard, but almost between a pudding and a custard kind of. Let me take another vape. And then on the exhale, I do get some of that like cinnamon dough kind of flavor to it. Or it's not cinnamon dough, but the cinnamon roll dough. It's not overly like a overly yeasty flavor. It's a very nice altogether vape. I would say there's probably a little more custard than I expected with with it being called a custard filled cinnamon roll, I would think you would get more of the cinnamon roll than the custard, but I actually think, especially on the inhale, I get much more custard than actually cinnamon roll flavor, but it's still a very, very good flavor. Again, this was one of the ones that when I first got it, I didn't care for it too much because the cinnamon was a little too overpowering, but over time it has mellowed out a little bit, and I really like this one. On to the next one. Alright, so this next one is called Maple Glazed Donuts. And I love donuts. I love glazed donuts, and I actually work in a bakery, and we do have a maple glazed donut that we do with some crumbled bacon on top, and it's just fantastic. So I was really excited when I saw a maple glazed donut, so I thought I'd give it a try. Again, this is also the 70 VG, 30 PG, 3 milligrams of nicotine. And I still have it at the 65 watts. Great cloud production again. No throat hit whatsoever on this one either. Really tasty. This is my second favorite. I'm doing them in order kind of backwards of my least favorite to my favorite. Not that any of them were bad, just the ones that I preferred the most I saved for the end. So this one, on the inhale, I get a lot of that nice like maple glaze flavor. Now it's not overpoweringly sweet, but it is just the right amount of sweet. It's not so much of a maple, like a maple syrup. It is kind of like a maple glaze, where it would just be kind of lightly glazed on the donut with a little bit of maple flavoring. And then on the exhale, you get that nice like doughy donut flavor. Really good. Like I said, this was my second favorite out of the 4 that I got. Not much to say about it other than it really does taste like a maple glazed donut. Really, really delicious. Alright, and the last one that I have up was my absolute favorite out of all 4, and this one is, I grabbed the wrong one, I'm sorry. This one is Blueberry Donut, and this one is just delicious. Again, my favorite out of them. It's still the 70 VG, 30 PG, 3 milligrams of nic. Take a vape. Again, great cloud production. The on the inhale, I get the really, really nice blueberry flavor, and on this one, I actually get the blueberry and the donut all on the inhale, whereas with the maple glazed, I got mostly maple on the inhale and the donut on the exhale. This one blends just perfect, and they've got just the right amount of blueberry in there. Blueberry flavoring is kind of a hit or miss with those. I've had a couple even premium brands that had blueberry in them, and just, it was not good. Again, on the inhale, I'm getting this great, really good blueberry. It's not overpoweringly sweet, but it's not like a bitter blueberry either. Just the right amount. With the donut, I mean, it tastes like I'm eating a blueberry donut. It is just so good. And this was the only one that came right out of the mail that I was able to vape right away and just fell in love right from the start. Over time, the flavor has gotten even that much better, but one of the ones that you can vape right out of the mail. They sell their bottles in 30 ml bottles. I think that is the only size that is available, is a 30 ml bottle. They are $6, which for 30 mls of eLiquid, not bad at all. When you purchase them, they only, for the $6, they will only come with just a regular little white cap on there. And that's one of the ways that they are able to keep the costs down a little bit, is by trying to minimalize the packaging, the labels, and, you know, if you've bought any other e-juice, you have tons of dripper tops that you can use. Most bottle tops are very similar in size, but if you wanted to purchase the dripper tip or dripper top cap with them, they do offer two different kinds. They have for 50 cents extra for both of them, or either of them. You can get just the dripper top like this one. It is not child safety proof, or you can choose the child safety cap. Now, I don't have little ones around, so I don't have to worry about them getting into my juice. So I think I purchased one or two from them, and then the other ones I had just from leftover bottles that I had, you know, used up all the juice on. So I just kind of recycled, repurposed. But, you know, for 50 cents more, if you want to get the drip top and you want to get the childproof, then you can go ahead by all means and do that. And I can't remember what the shipping was on this, but it really wasn't that expensive at all. Overall, I think they have a really good line of juice. I've only tried 4 out of their selection. They do have several more flavors. Like I said, not a huge selection of flavors, but enough where you can choose several different ones if you wanted to buy a couple at one time. And I don't think you're going to be disappointed. I personally think this is one of the better budget e-juices. I would definitely purchase from them again, especially the blueberry donut, which was my absolute favorite. So that is it for this juice review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to see more upcoming reviews on mods, juices, tanks, and more. But until then, I hope you have a great day and keep calm and vape on.